We're back here. This is welcome back. This is the Shift Conference. We have been having an amazing time on this conference this past 3 days, and today is the day 4 of the Shift Conference. If you haven't been part of this before, oh my, oh my, oh my, have you missed? Have you missed so much? And those of you who have been part of this, I would really love to know, what have you gained in this conference in the last 3 days? What are the lessons you have learned in the last 3 days of this conference? So I would love you to share with us your thoughts. What have you gained in the last 3 days of this conference? What have been the take home for you so far in this conference? What are the key lessons that you have learned if you attended any of the sessions? You know, the first day was a session with me. The second day was with Dr. Osaz, when he talked about the future of health in this time and age, and then the new world we're stepping into. And then after Dr. Osaz, on the third day, we had Moturaya Adefamoti, who was awesome as well. And then she talked about building foreign investments, being able to build investments beyond the shores of your locale. And then that's the future, because we're stepping into a borderless world. We've said this over and over again on this conference. And then yesterday we had an explosive session as well with my brother and friend Steve Harris. And then we talked about how to be able to build your business even from home while you're staying at home, how to be able to build a thriving business during this period and after, how to prepare for a thriving business even after this period is over. So, and now in this particular one, we'll be bringing in my sister, Just eBay. That lady is, you know, when I met her and had conversations with her, I realized that from her head to her toe is sales. She understands sales like crazy. She's a sales personnel. So she's not just someone who teaches you sales based on knowledge. She's someone who teaches you sales based on experience. And then she doesn't just teach sales, just understands the digital aspect of sales and how to be able to make use of digital tools to increase your sales. And that's one of our strong points as a sales personnel. So she's already around, so I'll be bringing her out very soon. But before we go, let me just hail the people who came in early. Liz Berry is here. It's nice to have you. Olatunde Alake, it's good to have you, man. And official Kafaya, Kafi baby. How you doing? It's good to see you. We have official Gideon Paul is here. Adeni Henry, Sylvia Uteyin. I hope I got that name right. We have Chris Omojai. Chris, I'm still not sure. Omojade. I thought I missed how to spell your name. Sorry, bro. My brother Chris is there as well. It's good to see you, man. Glint Photography. My brother, how you doing? Sholai Dowu. Majolagbe Olarinwaju, is good to see you as well. And the first person to arrive, Bamidele Alade 1. Bamidele.alade 1. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, maybe I'll give Bamidele a gift for being the first to arrive today. Alright, so guys, it's and yes, we have Niger Cookies official. I'm Mo Adefemi and Adeyinka Adefemi. Now, thank you all for joining in. More people that will be joining in from here. Just say, let me just hail. Let me do some hailing, and I appreciate you all for being here. Now, like I said, I asked you if you could share with us quickly what you have gained. I don't mind you just dropping that, what you have gained. If you have attended any of the sessions from Monday up till yesterday, yes, so try and share with us what have you gained in the process. Was it yesterday's session you attended? How was it? What was your take home? What was your major takeaway point from that? And then was it the session with Moturaya Famoti that you attended? What was your takeaway from that session as well? Or maybe you attended Dr. Sass's one, or maybe my own session on the first day on Monday was the one you attended. Whichever one you attended, just drop what lesson have you learned? What have you taken away that you are beginning to work with, that you are beginning to work on this whole lockdown period? All right, so it's good to see you all there. I really appreciate everyone. Now, as you drop your points, just go ahead. I will drop your points. I might read a bit of them as we go along, But right now, let's get straight into business. Now, the lady I'm going to bring up, like I said, is a sales expert. This lady is a sales coach, and she understands what it is to help you increase your sales. Just eBay is someone who as far as I'm concerned, I was joking with someone. I said, if you cut her open, you will find sales. What you find majorly is sales, her family, and God. Maybe I'm just joking, but that's just to go to show you those are things that she's very, very passionate about. She's passionate about businesses improving their sales, and she has tons of testimonies for the people that she has worked with. Yes, Justice laughing. The tons of testimonies of people that she has worked with and that she has helped improve their sales. And so it is just a joy, to have her share her wealth of knowledge here. You see, one of the things that we need to do more, especially in my own space, I intend to do more of this from here on, is to do more collaborations, work with people of top minds, and then not just admit that I know everything. I don't know everything. That's the truth. But what I'm good at, I'm good at. What other people are good at, I hail, I celebrate them, and even bring them on board to share their wisdom and share their knowledge. And that's how we will all grow, okay? So I would ask Just now to, Just will be calling in very soon. So once Just calls in now, we will start off with Just and then take the session. It will go on full throttle. Yes, so I asked earlier, if you're just joining in, welcome. If you're just joining in. But however, I've said that if you had attended any of the sessions before now, please feel free to drop in the lessons that you have learned so far in this session. Drop in the lessons you have learned so far. What have you learned in this session? So please feel free to drop in what you learned. Oh, so official Gideon Paul says, I joined yesterday, and one thing I took home is that if my marketing does not evoke a desire, then I'm not communicating. Awesome. You learned that, Gideon Paul. Awesome. That was a powerful message. That was one of the messages that Steve shared yesterday. So whatever you learned yesterday, just feel free to drop them in. I'm expecting Just to call in anytime soon, and then so we hit the road. Let me also specially welcome my father. He's joined in somewhere. He's been there every day. He tunes in every day to watch this. So he's an avid learner himself. He keeps learning, and that's probably one of the reasons why I cherish him a lot. Apart from the fact that he's my father and he gave birth to me, brought me to this world, and trained me and raised me up. So my father is watching, so please help me hail my old man. He's there somewhere. He's watching. I won't mention his name, but just he's there somewhere watching. So thanks for joining in, Dad. Yes. So now, I'm expecting Just to tune in at this point to join us. I just had to do a bit of introduction. Oh, do I have to? No, I don't. I can't. I don't have to send you an invite. Just do I? I just need to. Okay, so let me do that. Okay. Invite. We'll just ask to join, and then I'll just accept the request. I didn't know that I had to send you an invite. You're looking good. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I'm liking this black and white. Is it black and white or black and gray? Black and what's it called? What's that?
Yeah,
It's good to see you.
It's a combination of gray, white, black, a lot of color. Okay, so network, you have to behave yourself.
Wealth of knowledge with us.
Can you hear me?
Appreciate it. So we can hear you. I can hear you. If you can hear Just, please indicate. Say yes. We can hear Just. Just say we can see and hear Just. So Just can know that she is being heard and she's being seen. Yes.
Hey guys.
You can hear and see. Just indicate and say yes. We can see Just. We can hear Just. Her name is Just. So most people ask, keep wondering, is her name Just? Yes, her name is Just. Her name is Just, and It's not justice, it's not Justina, it's not any of those things, it's just. Our father
Yeah,
just likes to keep it brief. So he just said just. They just gave
you
her
can see and
and
hear
that was the name
contact.
my father gave her. All right, so cool. So I think people are saying that they can hear you. Let me try and people are saying that they can hear you and they can see you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we can hear just. So just you are live. So let's go. Now we are talking about how to be able to increase your sales in a global market. Let me look at that topic again. It's how to globally increase your sales in this digital age. How to globally increase your sales in this digital age. How to globally increase your sales in this digital age. Now, I know you have extensive experience and knowledge and work in the area of sales. More so, you also are someone I know has a lot of experience using digital tools to increase sales. You've studied, you've worked on these things, you've helped a lot of businesses grow in this particular area as well. And that knowledge is what we are hoping to tap into tonight. How do you, that's fantastic. How do you, what's the first thing? Where do we start when it comes to, because a lot of people not know how to, because like I said earlier, said in the past few days, we are into a digital age. The world is getting fully globalized and digitalized. And then there's possibilities now for us to be able to do business beyond the shores of Nigeria. But very few of us are still are beginning to look outside Nigeria to be able to grow our businesses. You find a lot of businesses come here to Nigeria, and the other day was Facebook that came. You have Microsoft, you have top organizations, top corporates, even small businesses are looking at how to spread into Nigeria. Even if we don't spread to America, we don't spread to US or the UK rather, or Canada. What about the other African countries? How are we able to use digital tools to sell our products beyond the shores of Nigeria? That's what I want us to look at in this session. So I'll just back off, take notes, and just let you roll. Is that fine?
Yeah. Thank you so
Good.
much. I really thank you for bringing me here today. And again, I particularly am very interested in this because I believe very strongly that entrepreneurs have the keys to revolutionizing every economy, Nigeria inclusive. And I want to assume that I'm speaking to a mixture of startups, budding entrepreneurs, and to a very large extent, some established entrepreneurs. It's no longer news that we have been ushered into the digital era. It's no longer news. I believe everybody knows that. And it means that every business owner must begin to think about how I can embrace this new era and position my business such that I can begin to take advantage of it. We are at a point where it's no longer whether we would be accepted by the generation, whoever we are selling to. It's now you're at a point where you either innovate or die. We're now at a point where you have to struggle for your relevance as a business. So it's no longer I've been in business 20 years ago. Right now, nobody can push me out of the market. That's not where we're at, right? But you see, what Femi has said right now is profound. But before we go into all of those deep conversations, let's talk about the basics, okay? Before you begin to attract things that are outside your immediate environment, you need to first look at you within the environment. Who are you here? What sort of what sort of appeal do you even command in the local market where you're at? Because anything that's going to be packaged and presented to a market beyond you must first be good enough for your immediate environment to see and like before the external environment even accepts it and begin to pay you money. And that's why we talk about what should you represent on the social space. And I'm going to digress just a little bit, okay? This is the era where, as business owners, you need to start thinking about the intrinsic value your business brings to the table. We have gone beyond commoditizing our products and services. It means it's no longer going to be okay to say, I sell this bag. The bag is the product. If you keep it at that, you are commoditizing the bag. You need to begin to look at the intrinsic value of what you bring to the table. What exactly does the average person who buys that product really feels? That's what we need to begin to look at. Okay, so the digital age, I want to sell, but how would I sell today and continue to sell repeatedly? Focus on the intrinsic value you bring to the table and begin to project those things repeatedly. After a while, what would happen is you will now become an authority in that area. At that point, price and acceptability will no longer be a problem by your immediate environment and markets where you want to project yourself in. So what does projecting intrinsic value mean? Things as basic as, what is my value proposition as a business? Things as basic as that. We may ignore it, but you see, whenever you meet somebody, I like to liken this to real life case studies. When you meet somebody on the road, the first thing you guys want to have conversations on is, who are you? What do you do? Hi, my name is just Ibe and I, right? What would you say to the person that will hold their conversation, that will hold their attention? That makes them want to say, oh, okay, so how do you do that? Then the further the conversation, the more likely you would almost get the person's card or person's phone number. That's the physical life. In the online space, it's the same. If I stumble on your business and I don't see how you benefit me, I don't want to stay. Even if I say just because there's something funny that brought me, you can't hold my attention. What it means is when I'm going through the feed and I stumble on your page, because there isn't a value that brought me there, I just scroll past. And that's the case with a lot of businesses who are, they'll say, I'm putting in so much effort, I'm not getting results. Because the people you are attracting, you're not attracting them based on the value you are projecting. You're attracting them based on a product or a service. And guess what? The customer needs that product today. It doesn't mean that's what's going to keep them. Meaning, I can go online now and say, I want to buy bag. And I'll see 100 people who are selling bag. What is going to keep me coming to your own page? I can choose to buy from 100 other persons. Is the value proposition, right? After that, it now goes to the branding. What really makes you different from every other person? I know it's no longer news that Ever Water is Ever Water from every other water, right? Sorry, I'm Coca-Cola, I'm not really promoting you, but hey, maybe I'm promoting you, right? It's no longer news that your identity needs to be very pronounced. And what is your identity? This is the era where brands need to begin to humanize their product and services. When I say humanize, it's not going to be okay anymore to come to your feed and all I see are products all over the place. And I know you may want to argue with me and say, what about brands like GT, Coca-Cola, Indomie, who are the founders? Those guys are big companies, but because they may not be able to be there physically, they now understand why they must have brand ambassadors. That means they know the importance of humanizing the brand, especially for the class of customers you're serving now. So humanizing your brand means we need to see you, we need to connect with you on an almost regular basis, because that's what keeps us coming to your brand as opposed to every other brand. Now, that's the second thing. The third thing, which is the greatest pillar in making money on the social space, I like to call it content, but in the real sense is educational-based selling, okay? Everybody calls it content, but in the real sense, it's education-based selling, meaning anytime I encounter your product and service, what will make me buy is how well you have sold it. And how well you have sold it is not you describing it to me. If you find yourself describing your product and service morning, afternoon, and night, what will happen is, after a while, the description will just be, oh, okay, yes, it's color 4, it's color 2, color 3, size 4, so what? Why should I pay attention? So you need to sit down and understand how to educate people so that your giving value elicits desire. What elicits desire? I heard somebody say, Steve Harris said, if your marketing does not evoke an emotion, you probably are not selling. Oh yes, it's very important. When you find yourself selling your product and service and it's not eliciting a desire in the eyes of the customer, a desire could come in different ways. It could come in form of inquiry. How can I know more about this? How does this work? How will this benefit me? Those are the kind of emotion that it may elicit. But if your content is not eliciting any of these things, what would happen is you will just be informing people. We're in an era where informing people will not work. Information is, I go to Google, I copy and paste. That's information. Your customer can go to Google and copy and paste. So right now, your competition is no longer the person who is selling bag or shoe or clothes or hair in your industry. Your competition is your customer, because your customer can go online and get that information you're trying to give them. Why should they pay attention to you? That's why information will not sell. What will sell is transformation, meaning you have to figure out how to get an information and package it in a way that the end user sees that information and their lives can change by encountering one post, one content that you put out. Let me try and bring this home. If you go to my page, my business page, Just to Be Consulting, my page is a mini MBA. I say that with all sense of confidence, and I don't know what other language. I'm trying not to sound arrogant. But if you go to my page, it's a mini MBA. Meaning, even if you don't pay for my products, okay, and you take your time and follow everything I teach you on a daily basis, you will get transformation in your business. This, my friends, is the real thing you must pay attention to in this decade, because your customers are daily looking for people who will change their lives. Should I say it again? Your customers are not just looking for, I want to buy a product and be okay and go. Okay, we're all on the digital space because we want to interact, we want to be social, we want to, in the process of being social and interact, we want to make money. Okay, so if these two things are not there, being social, interact, learn, making money may not be sustainable. Yes, you may make it, but it may not be sustainable. So we need to begin to master the art of getting information and distilling that information in a way that it offers a foolproof transformation for your customer. So the foolproof transformation may be that the content is driving them to something that they will buy, which is what I'll talk about as we go further down. Okay, how to actually turn those contents into money. So the content may be such that is driving them into something that they will buy, but at least the content should be good enough to get them to say, this person has earned the right to keep my attention. If you can't keep the customer's attention, you can't get their money. Should I say it again? If you can't keep the customer's attention, you cannot get their money. I'm going through all of this because I'm not going to go and tell you how to sell to global markets when you haven't mastered how to position yourself first. What would happen is you'll be self-sabotaging, because you cannot, if you keep attracting what you can't keep, you're wasting money, you're wasting time. And after a while, you'll be frustrated. So you have to understand the basics first, then now start attracting people at your local environment, then international, then however it is you want to do it. That's why I'm going through all of this step by step, so you guys can have a proper understanding of how this works. So now that we've talked about content, the next thing to now begin to focus on is what sales channels are you going to put in place to make sure that everything you do attracts people who will buy repeatedly. Okay, we are in the era right now where people believe that things have to be manual and mechanically done for you to get repeated or consistent revenue. That may work if you have a lot of time on your hands, but if you have gotten to a level where you believe that this business should run on an autopilot, such that you are generating leads on an almost daily basis, because every business should now begin to learn how to generate leads, because it's those leads that will turn into paying customers, whether in the immediate or in the later time. So it means that as a business owner, aside from putting out quality and transformative content, you also need to start thinking, how can I attract leads every day into this business, whether they buy immediately or not? Because your leads is a proof that you are reaching a large number of people with the great things that you do. And that's why, if you notice, when you put out content on your business page, the number of people who would physically like it may be small, but if you go and look at your insights, you will realize that it has reached thousands of people, whereas those who interacted were very small. What that means is what you're doing, people are actually watching, but you may not see how visible it is they are in your feed. And that's why you must master how to turn those who are not interested in interacting with you into leads. Eventually they will buy. What am I saying with this? So if I come into your page, I see that you taught me something very fantastic today via your content, and I'm not interested in buying what it is you're trying to sell. What about you are referring them to some free thing that you have that is like a trial, a checklist, a manual, or a free 15 minutes consultation that would make the customer enter into your list. A list is an email list. Okay, I know that that's also another area that we have to talk about. I'm going to talk about it just a little bit as we go further down in today's conversation, so that even when they are not buying from you in the immediate, something has dropped from your customer. The email, that's more than enough. As a matter of fact, we are in the era where every business owner must have a functional website. Should I say that again? If you want to sell to the global markets, the first thing you must put in place is a functional website. Should I say it again? You must have a functional website, meaning something that is your home, something that somebody can go and read about you. As much as we want to say social media is a big thing right now, people who you are asking for deals or contracts or some level of partnership or patronage from would go and look you up on your page. There are certain stages you will get to where they want to look at your website, not necessarily your page, because your website is your own abode. It is what talks about you, your credibility, and why we should pay attention to you. So if you're listening to me today and you do not have a website, that's one of the things you must plan to do within the next 1 month, so that you can begin to onboard the things that you do. Your digital footprint, to a very large extent, must be visible on your website. Your digital footprint, to a very large extent, must be visible on your website. So that if I type your name, Just eBay, on the website on Google, what should come out should link me to a website that can read about you. Then maybe your other pages can come out so that I can look you up. Needless to say that social media, you cannot guarantee how long we're going to be here for. You don't know what's going to be the next big thing. You don't know who's going to acquire what. You don't know how algorithm is going to function over the next couple of years or months or weeks, as the case may be. So building your website is very important. After we've talked about that, the next thing is start asking yourself, what kind of sales channel should you have in place? And here is where we're now beginning to talk about the things Adefemi asked about, which is how do you sell to the global market? I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible. A lot of you may not get it immediately, but the beauty about not getting it immediately is I exist, meaning Just eBay Consulting. I can teach you further just in case you want to practice it, okay? Because some of the things I may teach you today, you may need hands-on walkthrough on the things I'm going to teach you. For some of you, you may just get it and run with it. But this is very important if you're going to if you're going to penetrate international markets, whether it's African market or the real international market. The first thing is, as business owners, you must have a funnel. A funnel. A funnel is what gets this is how I like to describe a funnel. A funnel is what brings an absolute stranger into giving you money. That's how I like to describe it, okay? I believe that should make it very easy for people to be able to pick. Meaning, I don't know you. I'm seeing you for the first time. But because you have something that walks me through not knowing you into knowing you, then buying from you, it's a funnel. That means I can go into the social space every day with my mouth open like this. That's what a funnel looks like. A funnel is the upper part is open. I can go into the social space every day like this, ready to pack. As I'm packing, things are entering into the container, right? But what will determine whether they go down into the container and come out at the end of the funnel, because whatever passes through the funnel, that is your own. So if I'm pouring water into a funnel from this container, whatever goes out from the mouth of the funnel into the other place where I'm collecting it is what will determine if I actually did get a customer. So every business owner must have a funnel such that as I put out things every day, whether organically or via paid ads, that means sponsored ads, the customer should be able to pick something that gets them into my list, and then you would have something else that follows them up. It's like you call a spa today or a dental clinic and you say to them, how much is your scaling and polishing? And they go, it's 50,000 naira. And you go, okay, no problem, I'll call you back, right? And you cut the phone. Because the dental clinic already has your number, they can call you again to ask you, we noticed that you asked for scaling and polishing a couple of weeks ago. Are you still interested? Because now we have a 50% discount. Do you want to come in? That's what I mean by you have given them something. Even if you didn't buy now, they have what they can use in tracing you back. For your customers, it may be phone numbers. For other customers, it may be emails. But I recommend very strongly that you figure out a way to collect customers' emails. And I know that there are people who are listening here and saying, oh, this is for service-based businesses. This is for people who don't sell physical products. Should I explain something to you and explain very quickly? Every business owner, whether you sell product or service, you are an educator. Should I say it again? There is no monopoly of teaching in this decade. Should I say it again, please? I pray that a lot of you will get this and really run with it as quickly as possible. There's no monopoly of teaching in this decade. There's no one person who is the only teacher. There's no one person who has been called and said, these people are called their teachers. As long as you have a functional business that people are going to pay you money for, in exchange for that good and service, you are an educator. Whether you be a coach is a different ball game, okay? Because coaching is different from teaching and education. As long as you have a functional business, you educate people, because the process of us getting to know the product and service that you sell is education. How good that education is will determine if we'll give you money for that product and service. So raise up, everyone. We're in an era where you need to actually prove yourself that you know what you are doing before you can make money from people. That's the era we are in. And that's why, if you notice, I've been talking a lot about repositioning. It's not going to be business as usual anymore. You're not going to be able to get away with putting shabby and lazy content and expecting customers to fly into your DM. Because what would happen is there'll be people in that industry who have done their homework, and they will come out of nowhere and take over your space. And you'll be wondering, where did this person come out from? I knew when she started, sweetheart, it is because she now understands that she's in the business of educating her customers, such that the customers look at her and say, I'm coming to this person to not just get a product, I'm coming to get an expert opinion on whether this thing is good for me or not. Should I say that again? Your customers will now start coming to you, not because they just want that product. Like I said, not the container, the content. They will come because they are coming to get an expert opinion or expert advice on whether that product is the right product for them at the time where they're at. Jeez. Meaning, you sell hair, right? And a customer is trying to go for a wedding. She needs a particular kind of hair. She comes to you and she says, this hair you're trying, I see on your page. How much is it? And you go, 100K. And she goes, okay, take your money. No, it's not going to happen anymore. She's going to now pay attention to the person that will say, oh, I have bulb, I have straight, I have curly. What kind of events are you looking to wear it for? Because if it's curly, you can style it like this, style it like that, style it like that. And you can even change it when you're going for this other event. You see the difference between the two customers. This person has weave on, or wig as the case may be. And she has told the customer the price, even if it's beautiful. The other person has said the price, but she has explained by asking the customer, where are you going to? What kind of occasion do you need it for? This is how you can style it for different occasions. Do you see the difference? This other person has proven that beyond the container you're trying to buy, there's something inside that makes that container worth it. That's the era we're in. That's the era where you will not only do business and you will not only do buying and selling. People will begin to call you to seek your opinion on that thing that you sell. And that's where the great success comes from. Because opportunities will begin to open to you to showcase your business on larger platforms when you cultivate the habit of actually educating people via the content that you put out. So this is the time to banish lazy content. Banish it forever. Anything that's worth doing at all is worth doing well. This is the time you put your best foot forward. And I know that there are also many entrepreneurs here who, to a large extent, have gone on holidays because of the lockdown. People are like, okay, people are no longer working. There's no business going on. Let me pause until the lockdown is over. That's a mistake. That's a very, very big mistake. You know why? Because your customers may not be going to work now. That's to show you that their eyes are on your phone. Their eyes are on Instagram. Their eyes are on Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp. They're looking for anything that passes their face, they're looking for. So that you stopped posting on your business page is the greatest mistake you have made so far. Because what it means is there are people who realize very quickly that their customers' eyeballs are on their pages, and they started putting so many viable contents there. Your own customers will leave you, will go and start focusing on those persons. And when the lockdown is over and it's time for them to spend money, you will spend on the person who kept them occupied throughout the lockdown. So if you have stopped posting on your business page, or you have been confused as to what to do with your business page because some feel that it's insensitive to sell during this period, I have a webinar coming up a couple of weeks from now, and the webinar is titled Post-COVID Bounce Back Sales Strategy. Sorry, it's called Bounce Back Sales Strategy for Post-COVID. Meaning, what should you start doing now to bounce back? Because I know so many people are on holiday. Okay, you need to begin to, if you want to register for it, it's somewhere, it's in the link in my bio. It's very affordable for a couple of days, after which price triples. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because your customers are going to begin to pay attention to the person who has occupied them for the period they were looking for. Content listening is such a real challenge, so it's confusion. Oh, fantastic. The people who have occupied their attention throughout the period where they were bored. Because people are bored, they are confused, they are scared. And if you don't post on your page, it means you have left your customers. I don't know how to explain this in a way. Let me try and put it again. Customers are bored, they are scared, they are confused because of the pandemic and so many other emotions that are being spread across the world because of the pandemic. If you don't say anything to them, you have left them hanging when they have these three things battling with them. So somebody else is like leaving a man when the man needs you the most, you leave him in the hands of another woman. The other woman will now be taking care of him, and after a while he will run and follow the other woman. You now be asking, oh my God, what did I do wrong? That's what I'm likening this period with. So your content right now is what shows that you have the back of your customers. You care about them. You are looking out for them. When you hold them that way, when the lockdown is over and they feel the need to buy something, it is the person who nurtured them that they will give money. I just digress so that I can give you guys a clear perspective, right? So I said this so that if you have been lazy and not putting out anything in your content, maybe because you're confused, you don't know what exactly to say, go and register for the webinar. It's coming up in a few weeks, and I'm going to put you through a lot of things. You can read about it in the link in my bio. Back to what it is we're saying. Once you do have that funnel and I'm giving them something free, Femi, please feel free to cut me when you want to cut me, right?
No, go ahead.
So once you have given them something free and you have collected their emails, the next thing to now pay attention to is a set of email lists, a set of email sequence. Okay? A lot of times, if somebody sees you for the first time, there are different kinds of customers. Some will be agitated initially and like, who are you for me to give you money? But because you're offering something for free, they're like, since it's free anyway, no harm, let them take it. And then the sets of emails that follow after that freebie will now determine if they will eventually buy from you. I have a particular email sequence that is very fantastic. It's called the soap opera email sequence. There is hardly any business owner who uses my custom soap opera email sequence that will not be able to convert leads, whether they are strangers or they are familiar customers. So this email sequence gets the customers to now begin to say, okay, maybe I judged this person wrongly, and start paying attention. Once they begin to pay attention, in your email list, there will be different things that you eventually present to them that will be of value. As time goes on, if there's something that they need, they would eventually pay you for the product and service if they do have the money. Okay, even if you don't have the money now, your greatest asset as a business owner is if you have the database of your customer, right? Now, that is that sequence. The next thing to now talk about is the sales page. The sales page is what gets the customer to say, even if I don't know this person, I can give them money for my product and service. And that's where selling to the international market comes into place. And I'll give you guys a typical example. A lot of us buy courses from all of these foreign coaches and consultants that we don't know. In fact, we're not even privy to chat them in the DM because they won't answer you. How many of you can testify to that? Please, I need what's the word? I need somebody to corroborate this. How many foreign coaches have you bought something from them and you chatted them in the DM to ask questions? Please, I need somebody to corroborate this. I bought so many. Where's the DM? Who will answer you? Thank you. Somebody just corroborated. I am Samson Oladiran, Tush Homes. Fantastic. 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 So this goes to show you that there's something they are doing that will make people give them money without chatting them in the DM. Africans, this is where we need to wake up and wake up quick. And because my focus is helping African startups, I'm saying this with so much passion and intensity for you guys to make a quick change. If you can buy a product from a foreign coach or foreign thought leader without chatting them in the DM and you gave them money and the product was delivered to you, why shouldn't it be you? Why shouldn't it be you? Because it means that there's a system that got you to swipe your card without necessarily talking to them. As is not the culture here. The culture here is you have to chat with people 100 times in a DM before you get money. It's not sustainable and it's not going to grow your business. Because if you are going to grow a business that's going to precede you or is going to last longer than normal, you need to start creating systems, processes, structures. And that's where the sales pages come into place. I've talked about sales funnel. The sales page now is a systematic step-by-step that tells your customer their problems, the symptoms of their problems, what will happen if they don't do something about the problem, the solution that they need, the people who have used the solution, and their objections. Basically, it's a straight page explaining step-by-step why the customer is on that link and why the customer needs to give you money. If you are looking for something that can guide you, I'll drop one of my sales pages here so that Femi can help me pin the page. You can go through the link to tell you exactly what I'm going to explain to you in a couple of minutes. Okay, that particular sales page is basically for anybody who's on the online space and they want to leverage the online space. It's called the Online Business Blueprint, Social Media Seller Formula. It's a course, it's an online course, a 12-module course. But the page is what I'm interested in showing you what goes on in that page, meaning an absolute stranger, as is the case when I run sponsored ads, when people stumble on my content and they want to know how, I just give them a link. The link tells them everything. All they need to do is put their card, pay for it, and they get their product delivered to them automatically. That's where we need to start thinking about. And that's why I said earlier, you should have a functional website. Because if you're going to be creating sales pages, they should be put somewhere that people can read about you and then go to your page. Right? So all of this is I'm saying they work hand in hand, but you must understand all the different fragments in all the different components in the entire system that makes it work for you to penetrate international markets. We have talked about what you must do in your social media page so that you look like the person that wants to collect money. Now we're talking about the deep things, right? So in your sales page, the sales page should explain, number one, the problem the person is going through. Let me tell you something about customers. Customers don't care about you. They care about what they're looking for. It's their harsh truth, okay? They don't care what you know until they know how much you care about them. And the only way you can show you care about a customer is by highlighting what their problem is. When you highlight what their problem is, they feel like this person gets. So that's why when you're talking to somebody, you're trying to close their deal, you are hitting hard on what's most painful to them. Somebody who has a migraine will not be interested in multivitamins. They'll be interested in getting Panadol or ibuprofen, as the case may be, because what's painful to them is their headache. So in a sales page, that's in the digital space, in your sales copy, the sales page, first thing that must be on top is the customer's problem. It's the problem that they see that will get them to stop in their tracks. So if I'm scrolling through and I click on your link, and I see on the first page, let me teach you how to make 100 million from selling this. The customer will just look at it and say, oh, this is just a fluke. This is one of them, and scroll through. But if what was on the head of that sales page is, are you posting 3 to 4 times a day and nobody's paying attention to you? The customer who is going through that will say, oh my God. Because it is called hitting their pain points. That's what it's called. When you hit their pain points on your sales page, the customer can't go. They are stuck. Because they already feel something that is their problem. They are seeing somebody talk about it. They want to know more. And that's why I said a sales funnel gets an absolute stranger to pay you money. I've experienced it's my reality. It's my day-to-day life. People who don't know me stumble on my pages and they pay because of this same system I'm explaining to you. And like I said, a lot of you will get it immediately and run with it. For some of you, you may need to still come and see me for personal consultation or for me to do it for you. okay, so that you can get this running. This is the digital era. You cannot snooze. If you snooze, you may be swallowed quicker than you expect. Okay?
You snooze, you lose.
Sorry?
You snooze, you lose.
Absolutely. You cannot snooze at all. Anything you learn, ask yourself, how can I apply this as quickly as possible? I think that's one of the few things that has really helped me in my businesses. I am such an executor. I am such an executor. I learn something today, I make sure I create an action plan immediately to run with it. And God loves speed. God loves speed. God just loves speed. He loves it. Okay? So back to what I was saying. The first thing is project their problems. Project their problems. What is their problem? Once they see that, you're not going to list one thing. You're going to list like 4 or 5 things that is, and this is where, something I probably didn't talk about earlier. This is where understanding your customer's DNA is very important. When I say understanding how your customers think. God, this is deep. This is very deep. Understanding how your customers think is now beginning to know what the intrinsic reason they buy from you is. It is called, I have goosebumps right now. Understanding the intrinsic reasons they buy from you would help you know how the customer is thinking. Because you have to become a magician. No? You must understand how your customer is thinking. If you don't, you can't sell to them effectively. Because if you go to my sales page now and you are somebody who is going through that problem, you'll be feeling, how did this woman know exactly what my problem is? That's how you will feel. And by virtue of feeling like that, you will pay. You need to get into that space. You need to understand. I don't think it's flowing. You need to understand your customers. You need to really understand why they buy, what they are looking to solve. When I say what they are looking to solve, that thing in their stomach that will be sweet when they buy from you, it is the problem. It's not that product that you buy. Somebody didn't get this. No, you guys didn't get this. Get agent too, so. When I buy something from you, I have bought that product from you, but there's a feeling in my stomach that that product satisfies. Until you find out what that feeling is, my brother, my sister, you are doing shallow business. Barely. Because the physical thing that attracted them today will not bring them back tomorrow. Is that thing, that satisfaction that they get in their stomach when they buy from you. You need to find out what that thing is. That, my friends, is your tool to sell repeatedly to a customer. Oh, deep gone. It's very deep. That, my friends, is the tool that will get you to sell to them repeatedly. That will get them to come and sit on your page and say, Timba she woman yi, it's nobody else. Timba she guy yi, it's nobody else. Pardon my Yoruba, please. I'm not Yoruba, but I love Yoruba a lot because sometimes it just really conveys the message, right? So you need to really, guys, stop commoditizing your product and service. Stop commoditizing it. It's not, you don't sell bags. No, you don't. There's an experience. When I buy a new bag, what's that thing that I feel? What's that thing that makes me feel like, Mura bag, I bought a new bag. I'll carry the new bag and I carry my hand like this. What's that feeling? Name that feeling. Name it. I need you to name it. Once you name that feeling, you are beginning to enter into a realm of understanding your customer's DNA, so much so that you have them at your fingertips. Not in a bad way.
Right.
You have a question? Right. Okay.
No, I don't have a question. I want us at this point to go into questions. Now, so far so good. This has been mind-blowing. And the truth is, we cannot, that's why Just does, she's been able to advertise a lot of her products and services that she's doing. And you need to go to her page because she understands sales. And she understands sales in the digital space. So she knows what she's saying. And she has products on ground for you that you can maximize, you can take advantage of. But however, if you have any questions now, I want you to throw your questions. We have just 10 minutes left. I want you to throw your questions because we also record these sessions, and so we need to keep it under 1 hour. So we have questions, and if you have questions, please go ahead and ask your questions now. If you leave Just, we'll be here till tomorrow morning, and she has not exhausted what she has inside her. The anointing just started flowing. Now, someone says, are you trying to say we should pass on our school of thought to customers as we should invest in their own school of thought and cash out through solutions providing? Do you understand that question?
Leo, your question is not very clear, but let me say what I understand, what it is you're trying to say. Okay, if I'm wrong, please correct me immediately. Your question is not very clear, but let me try and interpret what you mean. What I see that you're trying to say is that you should create solutions based on the things that your customers are thinking, not what it is you're thinking. If that's what you're saying, oh yes, then that's the right answer. It means that what you sell, we don't care. You should sell what your customers are looking for. Meaning the idea you have about that business is lofty, is beautiful. The description you have about that product or service that you have created is great. But if it doesn't sound great to the customer, you're not in business. So you are in the business of doing things from the customer's point of view, not from your own point of view. That means a lot of times you may need to surrender the things you know so that you can do it from what the customers think they want. That is where we're at. So that you don't end up a frustrated business owner, selling when the customers are looking for something else. Sometimes, if you are struggling in business, the link may just be one thing, just one thing. When I say one thing, just one simple gap between an assumption that you had in creating that product and the reality the customer has. It may just be that one thing. And once you get that one thing, you will start flourishing. Okay, so Leo, I'm assuming that that's what you said. How can you turn those your customers' feeling to money?
How can you turn those your customers' feelings to money? So what you're saying is that how can you turn those emotions, those desires, how can you turn it to money? How can you make it a product that you sell?
Thank you very much. So pocket-friendly hairs. If somebody comes to you and say they are scared, fear is a feeling, right? Come to you and say they are scared. Maybe you are trying to sell real estate. Let me use an example of that. You're trying to sell a plot of land to somebody, and the person wants to buy, right? They have money. Yet, there is a feeling beneath it that is stopping them from giving you money. Fear. Because of maybe several experiences they've had in the past. And you pick as a business owner that this person does not want to pay because they are scared. At that point, you go to the customer and say to the customer, I know how you feel. I know you are scared. You probably have had experiences based on this in the past. But let me tell you why this is not something that's going to happen in my own business. You begin to give them statistics, facts, documentations, proofs, every single thing. That way, because you have identified the reason why the customer is holding back. Do you see this? You have identified why the person is not giving you money. A feeling, fear. And then you now allay the fear with facts, figures, results, testimonials. At that point, they come out of their fear and then want to do business with you. Do you understand how this works? So it means that as you identify that feeling, you now project the feeling on top by allaying it. Meaning by tackling the fear with facts, figures, testimonials, numbers, as the case may be. Right? That way, you convert the customers faster. Hi, everyone. You have just gained a follower and a mentee. Oh, wow. Thank you. When they buy land or house from me, they buy class and their when they buy land or house from me, they buy class and their class. I'm not sure what that means. That's what I'm saying. Oh, fantastic. You mentioned another name for content. You called it education-based selling. Education-based selling, EBS. That's what content is, okay?
Education-based selling. All right, fantastic. How many minutes do we have left?
Okay, I think I should just quickly mention again that for everyone who is here, I have a webinar coming up. It's called Post-COVID Bounce Back Sales Strategy. For a lot of businesses, and this is very strange. In the past couple of weeks, I have called over 140 business owners on the phone. Like I have called them on the phone to check up on them, how you doing? And I find that everybody is the same thing. There's holiday now, we are resting. That's the same thing I'm getting from business owners in this part of the world. And I'm wondering, who pronounced the holiday? Like seriously. So a lot of us are just sleeping. That's not to say there's anything wrong with sleep. We are forgetting the reason for all of this. There's a reason why God allowed this thing to happen, whether you like it or not. He wants to reposition a certain number of people. He wants to announce a certain number of people. He wants to emerge. He wants a certain number of people to emerge. He wants to place all of you on a level playing ground so that those who are ahead of you, you will have the opportunity to catch up. So you have been given an opportunity to catch up with me and even overtake me. That's what it is. But of course, I'm not sleeping. I know that people are trying to catch up. So I'm working extra harder. So what are you doing? That's what post-COVID sales strategy is about. I'm going to be showing you what you should be doing now, how you should plan your content, how you should plan your entire sales strategy, and the kind of things you should be doing to create awareness and drawing eyeballs to yourself. In fact, I'm also going to be bringing somebody who is a digital marketing expert so that they teach you how to begin to use digital marketing to project your business across board, across the world. So if you want to be a part of that webinar, just click the link in my bio.
Is it a free webinar or is it a paid webinar?
No, it's paid. For 72 hours, it's 5,375. For 72 hours, 5, meaning today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you pay 5,375. After 72 hours, you pay 16,125. We're tripling the price, so people can pay now.
So first of all, you guys are hearing that it's a great opportunity, and you heard that first here, I believe. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to take advantage of that, and then most importantly, like we said, it's a global village in the real sense of it now. It's a borderless world in the real sense of it now. It's a reset, it's a restart for everyone. And you must be able to, what the purpose of this conference is to give you clarity of what to do and then how to position yourself for the next phase. One of the things you also mentioned is that in fact you need websites. If your business is running and you don't have a website currently, then you are making a huge mistake. Mo Adefemi dropped her content there. I mean, dropped over there. You can check her page, Mo_Adefemi. She does amazing websites, and she did my website. She did a lot of top websites, and in the country and even outside the country. So you might want to look at that. She has good packages for you for people who attended the conference today.
You said Mo Adefemi, right?
Mo_Adefemi.
I just put that in the comments.
Okay, great. So it's at Mo_Adefemi. Thanks. So she also does amazing websites. You want to take advantage of it. You need to prepare for the post-COVID. The world that you're stepping into will not be the same. It will be like it was just about 2 months of break, but the change that will happen in those 2 months will be change that has been preparing for. The change that the world has been preparing for the past 10, 15 years. That change will happen in 2 months, I guarantee you. If it's a lie, come back and press my news and say, Triple A, you lied. Okay? So if I'm telling you the truth and if we're stepping into a post-COVID, borderless, digitalized world, and you need to get your game right to prepare. This is your preparation. This is your blueprint period. Create that blueprint and then run with it, even before the post-COVID, even before the lockdown is over. All right, so thank you so much. Just, it was awesome to have you. Always awesome to have you, my sister. You are an amazing, you're an amazing asset. You're a valuable person. And I know that Oga and the kids had to borrow you to us for 1 hour. And I asked for 1 hour. I wasn't going to take more, even though we were tempted. I was receiving messages that let her continue now. But I said it's 1 hour. Let's keep it within 1 hour. You cannot finish everything. You can't finish value in 1 hour. I mean, you can't all that she has. You have to go to her page to get more from what she has to offer you. So please feel free to go ahead, get to her page. The other things that we will also be sharing with you on this conference as time goes on, what we are also preparing for people to be able to step into to help you redesign your business for it to be more profitable after the post-COVID era. So look out for that. And tomorrow we will be having another amazing session. We're looking at career tomorrow and how to develop your personal career. So for those of you who are job or people, who are career people, who are employees, who are employers as well, you need to tune in to our session tomorrow. We're having Ibitoye is coming in tomorrow. And then let me check our topic again. EVA's topic is, if I'm not wrong, just a second. Yes, EVA's topic is, what's the future of work in post-COVID era and how to thrive in it? What is the future of work in